All right, welcome back. So the next question we want to ask is, what is the most abundant cell type in humans? And this is kind of fun. So how are we going to estimate this? So let's estimate number of cells, the total number of cells in humans, the total by volume. What do I mean by this? Or by, actually, we're going to do by weight. It's easier, right? So what I want to figure out, I know that the mass of a human is on the order of 100 kilograms, right? So the question is, what is the mass of a cell? Okay, so, and what I'm going to do for this first is estimate typical cell volume. Okay, and I'm just going to say that I'm going to think of the cells very easily as a little cube. Okay, and I don't know what's the typical size of a eukaryotic cell. Let's say that it's 10 microns, to 30 microns. Okay, let's just think of a range. Okay, if that's the case, then the volume of a cell is on the order of 10 micrometers cube, or 30 to 30 micrometers cube. Okay, and so what does this tell us? Well, this is 10 to the 3 micrometers. And here, what do I get? I get 3 squared, that's 9, that's almost 10, so that's like a few squared, so that's 110, and then, so this is 10, and then 10 to the 3 micrometers cube, which means that the range that we're going to think about is 10 to the 3 sorry, this was a cube, micrometers cube to 10 to the 4 micrometers cube. Okay, and so let's figure this out. Let's figure out what this means in terms of weight, right? So, and let's assume that it's all water. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this unit conversion, which is very useful to remember in biology, that 1 micrometer cube is 1 femtoliter. Okay, so what I'm telling you is that this is 10 to the 3 to 10 to the 4 femtoliters. Okay, and let's turn this into what do we want to turn it into? We want to turn it into liters, right? So this is then 10 to the 3, 10 to the 4 times 10 to the minus 15 liters, okay, which corresponds to 10 to the minus 12 to 10 to the minus 11 liters, okay? And this means that the mass of a single cell is on the order of, so it's 1 kilogram per liter, so it's basically 10 to the minus 12 to 10 to the minus 11 kilograms, okay? So this means that the number of cells is going to be the weight, what do you call it, of a human divided by, divided by the mass of a single cell. So this is about 100 kilograms divided by 10 to the minus 12, 10 to the minus 11 kilograms. And am I doing this right? Yeah. So this tells me that the range of cell numbers could be all the way from 10 to the, let's see, 10 to the 13 to 10 to the 14 cells. Okay. And this number seems to be pretty close in terms of the actual number of cells. It's somewhere between 10 to the 13 and 10 to the 14. Now what we need to figure out is, what is the most abundant cell type? And what we're going to hypothesize is that it's red blood cells, and we're going to see what fraction of the total cell number that we just estimated corresponds to red blood cells, okay? And how are we going to estimate how many red blood cells we have? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the results of the CBC, which is a complete blood count. It's basically the standard blood test that you get when you go to the doctor for your physical. And all I want you to notice is that, these are the typical concentrations of red blood cells in the body. So it's about 5 times 10 to the 6 cells per microliter. Okay, and so, sorry, let me make more space here. Okay, so we know that the concentration of red blood cells is on the order of 5 times 10 to the 6 cells per microliter. Okay, and the volume of our blood, that's a good number to carry around, is on the order of 5 liters. Okay, so what does this mean? The number of cells, so number of red blood cells, is then 5 times 10 to the 6 cells per microliter times, 5 times 10 to the 6 microliters, right? 1 liter is 10 to the 6 microliters. And so what this tells me is that we're on the order of 25 times 10 to the 12 cells, okay? Or better put, you could think of this as 2 times 10 to the 13 cells, okay? So what is this telling us? That we estimated the total number, sorry, not 3, 13 over here. We estimated the total number of cells in the human body to be between 10 to the 13 and 10 to the 14. But out of those, 2 times 10 to the 13 are red blood cells. So most of the cells in the body are red blood cells. And that estimation actually checks out when you actually take the census of cell types that you can see, where you can see that the vast majority, 84% of cells in the body correspond to red blood cells, okay, out of the total cell count. And you see that we're kind of around in the same range. You can see here how we're like basically on the order of 3 times 10 to the 13 cells in the human body.